People are going to be like, you're mean, you're a bitch, you're a jerk, you're an asshole, you're this, all because they can't have access to you. You're not tired of surviving. You are not tired of surviving. Yes, you are. Yes, you are. Cause you like, yes, I am. I just want to live my soft life. I just want to be good. I just want to chill. I just want to do what I want, when I want, how I want, whenever I want. Fun fact, you are already doing what you want, when you want, how you want, and whenever you want. And you just don't like it. Welcome back, y'all. It's your girl, Amber Rich Book, and I'm here with another daily check in. And I have some great gems for y'all this morning because when I say between last night, this morning, and I've just been taking these actual steps, right? So, twofold. In order for you to stop surviving and begin thriving, you have to get outside of your comfort zone. And I know that's something that you always hear, oh, get outside of your comfort zone, or you can't do the things that you normally do. It is so very true. The same way that they say mindset, it is a set of programs. This morning, I shared a thread that you have to create your own, like your boundaries are your antivirus protection for your mainframe. And so the antivirus protection of your computer, like your actual computer, your phone, is to protect your hardware, right? Or your software, right? Your mainframe, the brain of your computer, from viruses that want to infect it and impact it and tell the computer what to do. That is what your real life boundaries are about. Your real life boundaries are there to keep you protected from any viruses outside in the world. People who just want to infiltrate your life to control you. People that just want to be your friend just because they want to know how you're doing in life. And I had a call yesterday. Look at me scratching my head. I had a call yesterday that was so draining, right? This person reached out and I was offended. Like it took me maybe 30 minutes to come down for the call from the call. Not that anything was wrong, but the person kept like pushing to ask me questions. Well, how are you doing it? How are you gaining your success? How is that working for you? So do you work with somebody or how did you get this? And so I'm like, none of like I live very differently. I can't even tell you how I'm winning. Now, mind you, this is a white male person who had the nerve to tell me, well, and I'm like explaining to him, I'm like, your target is inner city communities. Like a white man coming in to an inner city community is not going to be viable, especially at this specific time in reality. It's not, it's the response. Well, I'm married to a black woman. I'm not sure if you know, and if you are both, why, like, but anyway, that was beside the point. The point is, people will try to connect with you because they cannot fathom your success. They cannot fathom how are you winning in life because they think that winning must be a way that they have structured in their mind. Therefore, they project onto you and they try to take from you. They try to steal from you. They try to poke holes in your reality so that it can feel whatever it is that you have in your reality, right? Your ashe, your gifts, your blessings, your beauty, your power, your influence, your handsomeness, your greatness, your amazingness, your anointing. They want that to spill into them so that it can make sense. The how doesn't matter. That's my favorite thing to tell my clients, my community, is the how does not matter. The how doesn't matter. All that matters is that you create in your mind what you want your reality to look and feel like, and you go after it. Go get your credit, your free credit report. Stop being afraid of your money. Stop being confirmation burn. Stop being afraid of life. These are all skills, financial skills, social skills, physical skills, mental skills, emotional skills. These are all the tools that are necessary for you to thrive. You're surviving, right? And I also shared this with my Facebook and my Threads community. If you, ignorance is bliss, right? Ignorance is bliss, but it also is accompanied by risk and consequences of not knowing. You can choose to not want to learn. You can choose to not want more. But what you can't do as a result of that choice is say, well, I'm not sure how it's happening. I'm not sure how anything is working. Oh, I'm just not sure. Or I just don't know. You do know. You just don't want to do. You do know. You just don't want to do. What will it take? I feel like in another check-in, I talked about what will it take. And when you understand your will and your free will, you either do or you don't. There is no try. There is minimal effort or there's your best effort. But sometimes people confuse minimal effort with their best effort. Sometimes your best effort is only 40% in that day, but you are human. You are growing. You are taking your time to live and allow this world to unfold in its capacity. In order to thrive, you also have to be evil. That's my favorite thing to do. Like, evil. I tell my girls this all the time. They're like, Mom, what is wrong with you? And I'm like, I'm evil. That's how. And so in this case, right, my daughter, when we talked about it again this morning, she was like, I see you're defining it how you want to define it. And that's what it is about life. What your definition is. Everyone, including myself, are only sharing their opinions of their reality. Your responsibility is to create your reality with your facts, which will be opinions in mine, right? What the facts are in my life are opinions in your life, okay? And what the facts are in your life are opinions in my life. The goal is not to convince you of the facts of my life, but to share what the facts of my life are, which are opinions, which are suggestions, which are you can take it or you can leave it. And guess what? It won't impact you and it doesn't impact me. It doesn't take away from you and it doesn't take away from me because we're all living our realities. But what happens is we want everyone's reality to reflect our own. And that's where projection comes on. It doesn't matter if it's a good projection or a bad projection. It's still a projection. Instead of accepting things for what they are, it just is. There is no right or wrong. It just is. Things just are. And once we understand that things just are, and there's a way, and everything is as it is, including ourselves, and we get to change our ises, we get to change our r's by making different choices and decisions. So I'm going to come back to evil in a moment, but I want to get to the point of choice. When you take the aligned action, you are changing the trajectory. Which book? What are you talking about? So yesterday a post came up on my feed, and it was talking about how people, you can pray for the mountain, you can pray to overcome obstacles, but if you, or to climb a mountain, the premise was you can pray about climbing a mountain, you can prepare all you want, but a mountain is not just going to appear in front of you to climb, right? We're talking about physical mountain climbing. You have to get up and go to the mountain to apply the skills that you've learned, the mountain climbing skills. The mountain is not going to come and ring the doorbell and say, ding dong, hey, I'm a mountain. Are you ready to climb me with all the skills that you have? No, you have to get out and go to that mountain. You have to research it, you have to find it, and then you have to go and then you apply all the skills. That's no different in our life and our reality. Your body does not control you. You control your mind, your body, your reality. Now, when I say you, of course, I'm talking about the consciousness, the mind behind the mind. That's how deep it is, but we don't got to go that deep, right? So that looks like every choice you make creates a new timeline, right? Branches, just like what is symbolic to this are branches and trees and nerves and in our body and how train tracks, right? So we're going to use the analogy of a train track. When a train is going down one path, it takes a lever, right? A choice to pull the lever, and then the tracks may switch this way, or they pull the lever and the tracks may go this way, or it reminds me of Thomas the Train, right? And so the tracks may go this way, or the tracks may go that way, right? And so in the tracks changing, those are our decisions, right? Every time we make a choice, the track changes. Every time we make a choice, the track changes. Every time we make a choice, the track change. So in my experience, right, I ate dinner and then I was like decompressing from my day and I was like, I need a little snacky snack, right? I need a little snacky snack. So maybe I'll go eat a cup of ice cream because I've been eating clean and I've been eating like this. So I deserve this cup of ice cream. And so I sat there after I finished eating my food and I'm like, okay. I'm like, I could just go downstairs and get some ice cream. I could go downstairs and get some ice cream. I could take it out, then come wash my face, and then go back and go eat my. And I'm like, I'm planning out, y'all, eating my ice cream. I'm planning on eating my ice cream. But then I was like, nah, no. And I took my plate downstairs. I put the trash in the trash, put it in the sink, put the water on it, and turned back around and went back up to my room and washed my face and got in my bed and went to bed. And I woke up like in the middle of the night. I was like, yo, you really didn't go get the ice cream. Yo, you really didn't go get the ice cream. I'm like, yo, you really didn't go get the ice cream. I'm like, yo, you are really choosing to be your highest self on your highest timeline. Now, is ice cream wrong? No, it is not wrong. However, where I'm at on my specific journey, ice cream does not serve me right now. Sugar does, like Reese's Pieces, y'all, is my favorite freaking candy. Chocolate peanut butter, like the Haagen-Dazs chocolate peanut butter. Y'all, don't talk to me. Even yesterday when I ate my apples, I was gonna go get the Jif, like the peanut butter that my kids eat. But then I looked at it and it was like for 2 tablespoons, 190 calories. And I'm not yet at the physical aesthetic. And it's not really an aesthetic or muscle mass, muscle to fat ratio where I can just eat that and my body will burn it off. So I had the PB2 powder and I was like, okay, I really wanted peanut butter with my apples. 60 calories for 2 tablespoons. And you mix it with the water. I mix it with the filtered water. Those types of decisions are what change the tracks in your trajectory of life. Those are the levers that you're pulling, right, in your life that switches the track to say, this is what works for me. Those are the levers that switch the tracks to say, this is what works for me. Those are the levers that switch the tracks to say, this is what works for me. Okay? So your decisions matter, your choices matter, your antivirus, your boundaries matter. This is all threading into you living this thriving, rich, abundant, prosperous life, saying that do, you can live how you want, when you want, whenever you want, do what you want whenever you want. Like, I really have to accept, like, I'm really living this life. And so again, the uncertainty isn't like, you're not stressed because you're uncertain. You're stressed because you're so certain that it's working out, that it's working out and unfolding in a way that you've never experienced it unfolding. And you're like you're normally used to doing, when really all you have to do is do, breathe, exist, show up, and you're like, oh, this is it. Yeah. Yeah, this is it. This is it. This is it. This is it. This is literally it, y'all. This is literally it. You are it. Tag, you're it. Tag, you're it, bro. Tag, you're it, sis. Tag, you're it. You are it. You get to be the whole of who you are. There are no limits except what you agree to. One of my affirmations that come up on the app that I have said, there's 1,140 minutes in a day, and it only takes 1 minute. It only takes 1 minute for a multi-million dollar idea to come into your mind. So it takes 1 minute for that idea to come to you, but it's going to take you pulling the levers to decide where to ensure that you stay aligned to that vision, right? So now let's get back to eval. I asked my daughter, I said, what does evil spell backwards? She said, live. I said, what does devil spell backwards? She says, lived or lied, right? And so I tell her, I'm like, I joke and I say evil or devil because I live life. And when you live life and when you've lived life and you have these boundaries and you have a higher understanding of how the world works and you have developed social skills, financial skills, economical skills, physical skills, mental abilities, you have the boundaries where people can't infiltrate, and it's like confirmation that they're like, and they're like, okay, you're mean, you're wrong, or you're an asshole, or you're a jerk, or you're rude. I'm not disrespectful, But I'm not gonna allow anybody to play in my face, play with my money, play with my name, play with my brand, play. Look at confirmation, Dan. All these things. You're not gonna allow anybody to play in your face. You're not gonna allow anybody to interrupt your peace and your flow. You are going to stand 10 toes down on you. And so when you stand at 10 toes down on you, those boundaries to the world outside of you people going to be like, you're mean, you're a bitch, you're a jerk, you're an asshole, you're this, all because they can't have access to you. So continue being evil, right? Continue living, continue your lived experiences. Because I live life to people who may not have lived life, I'm evil. And guess what? I'm evil. So when you live an evil life, that means that you are living an abundant and prosperous life. Now, this is my reality's definition, right? Those that other level of evil and detriment doesn't even exist in my reality, right? So I have this thing where I say I live in this world, but I'm not of this world. So I have the awareness of the ugliness that's going out and that is around us. I have the awareness of it. The power, y'all, the power is in not allowing what's of the world to impact your world and moving specifically in your reality, right? People who do work to combat those things, that is their world. That is where they must align to. And that's no difference what I shared about participating in my local election and going to vote, and people were saying, oh, voting doesn't matter. When you say voting doesn't matter, that's saying that these people control my life and there's nothing for me to participate in and contribute to. And so that's okay too. But please understand that's what you're saying. And even if it was true that my vote doesn't quote unquote matter, it matters in my reality. My voice, me exercising my voice and my rights matters to me in my reality. So if it matters to me in my reality, then I must understand and accept what happens as a consequence if it doesn't, right? So even if things don't go my way, but understand, y'all, everything always goes my way, always and always, easily, effortlessly, and comfortably, because that's just how I live. And like, I want y'all to live like this too, which is why I'm doing these daily check-ins, which is why I want y'all to be sure you get on my email list, arichbook.com. Join the Rich Life Collective, y'all. Get thoughts to affirmation, a deeper connection. Get the identity fracture finder. These two freebies, y'all, that are just for you. And then make sure you get the identity reclamation toolkit, because at the founding price, because once I release it, it's going up, because this is going to be a lifelong system that you can master to get to this point right here. Well, which is not this point, which is me, but to the point where you are solely in your purpose and on your purpose. And that's how you live in your reality. And I love that for you. I love that for you. So this is your daily check-in. Thank you for tapping in. Make sure you share this video with people that you feel could benefit from it. Like, subscribe, comment, talk to me. If you have questions, thoughts, book a session with me, arichbook.com. Send me an email, amber@arichbook.com. Talk to me. I'm on Instagram, TikTok at 8irishbook, Facebook, Amber Rich Book. You know, I've been getting friend requests on there. I'm like, y'all don't even know me. Like, bro, I'm wild. I'm crazy. Like, what are you talking about? Like, I'm really out here. I'm really just doing what I'm doing. So I love you, love you, love you. And until next time, well, until tomorrow.